Welcome everybody to this auspicious occasion. And as a couple of more people are dropping in, we are beginning with the official launch with inviting the Pax Herbals family into the Home for Humanity community. And we would invite everyone to put on your video, stay muted please, but so we can see everyone for a moment. And could we invite everyone under your picture to also add the country of origin or from where you are calling, so we can have a look into the world that is joining the launch. If you go on your picture, there's 3 dots. If you click on it, it allows you to rename, and there you could put next to your name also the country from where you are calling, or which is the country of your origin. And once again, we would invite in the beginning everyone just to show the videos so we can look into each other's eyes. So I can see Tunisia coming up, and I see Belgium, and of course Nigeria, big time.
Yes. If you're calling from Nigeria, it being such a big country, do give us a sense which part of Nigeria you're in, so we can tune in. Maybe we already
Lagos.
And Sam was asking, which is ask everyone to put in.
And if we could do the following, because we want to spend a minute to presence everyone. If you click on the chat, and we are using an old African greeting from the Zulus in Southern Africa, Savubona, I see you, and write I see you in your language and write from where you are calling. If you could write that in the chat so we get a feeling who is in the space. I see you. So once more, using the Savubona greetings, I see you, writing in the chat to everyone in your language, I see you and your name.
How are you? Don't know. Well, someone's happening. Is the machine working?
Ashufkum from Tunisia. Akwaba from Ghana. Greetings, Koyo Yanka. And if you could invite everyone to stay muted. From Antonia, we are reading Na Na Afunu.
This is beautiful. I think when we are really ready to get started, and hopefully if a couple more people come in, we can just keep letting them in. We've just requested everyone, if you have the capacity, if you're not driving, if it's safe for your health and those around you, to put on your video. It's beautiful that we can see each other, and that this incredibly beautiful team that's come together at Pax Herbals can see all of us and know that we are calling in from all different parts of the world to celebrate this beautiful occasion. So with that, should we do a brief introduction before moving in to,
Yes.
Yeah?
So we want to once more welcome everyone. And if you could invite because I see quite a number of people are just dropping in. Put on your video, but stay muted as we are saying Ekaro, the traditional Nigerian greeting to everyone. Oh, so beautiful. And we welcome our friends and colleagues coming from Nigeria and literally from around the world, including quite a number of students who are joining us and witnessing this special moment of launching Pax Herbals as a home for humanity. And we are calling you from France, where the original Home for Humanity campus is. And we just introduce ourselves briefly here on our side.
So Alexander Schiefer, Rama Mani, Eda Elif Tibet. We are really happy to be here together and maybe give you in a couple of minutes, but many of you are part already of the Home for Humanity family. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, it's so beautiful to be in Nigeria and in the great diaspora of Nigeria around the world. So a couple of brief words about why we call it Home for Humanity, which will also help make it very clear why we celebrate Pax Herbals today as an exemplary Home for Humanity integral enterprise, community, and way for the future.
So what do we mean by Home for Humanity, and what is Home for Humanity? It is, on the one hand, it began as a place in France near Geneva, which is our global campus, if you so want. And it has grown over time into a global vision. And the vision that we are holding with our community is to become catalyst for a just, a regenerative, an integral Earth civilization. And as such, we are growing a community around the world, an Earth alliance of people who feel called, people and homes who feel called to participate in this civilization making process. And with Pax Herbals, we find a particular fascinating and accomplished role model for an institutional home for humanity, and soon we will learn more about it. So this is Home for Humanity, and the home for us has many dimensions.
Right. Well, already beginning with the humanity, because we're looking at all these beautiful faces representing humanity, different generations, colors, backgrounds. For us, really, as Pax Herbals has shown through its work, humanity is us getting, and oh, talking about the generations, this is beautiful to see Dr. Oshodi, that you have a very good contribution to the younger generation on your screen.
His two
very,
sons.
very beautiful. So for us, really, the key is, can we return to recognizing that humanity means being in unity for us as human beings, to step into our unity with all of life. And that's been the long journey of Pax Herbals, as we will discover, especially our unity with other beings beyond human beings. And in terms of the home,
we are not only seeing home as we know it, the place where we are living, though we include it, but we begin literally with our inner home. Are we at home within ourselves? Are we innerly mature and grown up and developed enough to participate fully in reshaping the world? And does then, on a second step, our own home or home organization become a catalytic platform for the change in our community, like, for example, the integral Kumusha is, that is joining us from Southern Africa in Zimbabwe. And finally, and perhaps most importantly for all of us calling in from around the world, is that we contribute jointly to our Earth's home, planet home, Mother Earth, and we make our individual, organizational, institutional contributions.
And with this, what we've been doing over the last 2 months is celebrating, because what we have found over the course of our work around the world is there are already so many homes which have been a place of inspiration, a place of catalytic transformation for their societies through times of war, dictatorship, deep suffering for their societies. And some of them are enterprises or organizations which grew out of a single home, or in the case of Pax, a single religious community, and grew to embrace the whole diverse multi-ethnic community, grew to embrace and be an inspiration for their country and the world at large. So with this, what we've been doing is celebrating both individual homes, like we celebrated the home of the Kamal family in Jerusalem, which has been a birthplace for many civic movements, women's movements, peace movements throughout the occupation, to the home of a former minister, artist, Dries Madagri Alawi in Morocco, to who uses his own home as a place where people from marginalized communities and around the world come for a festival called Come to My Home. And then celebrating homes like that of Daud and Christina, who you see here, the Taranike family, who created an integral homestead, which is becoming a national inspiration and a global and African inspiration, to Sinal and to Sinal in South America and Brazil, and Sechem, the enterprise for the regeneration of our economies, our forest, our deserts, our homes, our lives in Egypt.
Yeah. And in addition, there are two others which have become already homes for humanity. One, the Koro Women, the women, an organization for empowering women in the slums of Mumbai, who with all their slum homes have joined the Home for Humanity movement. And on the other hand, we are soon welcoming Savodaya, one of the largest community development movements on the planet, based in Sri Lanka. So this is a family to which we belong, that we are co-creating, and we are very, very proud and honored, Father Anselm and your entire team. Today it is Pax Herbals, an integral enterprise in community with an enormous track record of inspiring the local community, the Nigerian nation, and by now already Africa as a whole. And we welcome you into the Home for Humanity family. And we would like to hand over now to Father Anselm and his team in Evu in Nigeria.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, depending on where you are in the world. This is Pax Herbals, located in a rural community in Nigeria. Some of you are familiar with Pax Herbals, whether you have read about Pax Herbals or you may have been here. We are happy, very happy to connect with you this beautiful day. And behind me is a large group of members of our team at Pax Herbals. You are going to be seeing them more closely as we go on. We are very happy. There are about 30 people here with me out of more than 100 people who are members of the Pax Herbals family here in Edo State. Then we have so many all over the country. And in Pax Herbals, we are into the business of integral development. We are known as manufacturer of herbal supplements. But that is not just what we are. We are promoting integral well-being and development across the four world: ecology, nature, business, politics. For us, development is going around the full circle of the whole person: mind, body, soul, economics, enterprise. That is what Pax Herbals is about. So I'm not going to spend much time explaining all this, because we are going to demonstrate this to you physically with my group here, because we believe in showing. That's why we believe in theory and action. So we are going to demonstrate all this for you, so that you see for yourself what Pax Herbals is about. So thank you very much, and you are going to learn more as we go on. We are very happy to have you. So we are now ready to officially welcome you with our traditional opening dance, and I will invite Alexander to officially invite our team. We are ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Anselm. And with this, I would like to invite the musicians and dancers to come forth, and thank you very much.
Yes, I'm GENE-ius. I'm here to present the cultural dancers and singers. And the title of the song is "We Are Moving Forward, Not Backward." And this is going to be in the local language, Ishan of Nigeria. Thank you. Here is the group.
So thank you very much. They are all members of our team here in Pax Herbals, so we are all working here together. So that is our introductory music to welcome you and to show our African spirit of hospitality. Thank you.
That was simply exceptional, exhilarating, and so joyful. And to know that you're in a monastery, truly celebrating life in the cultural, traditional way is simply heartwarming and what humanity needs now. We really look forward now to hearing the unfolding of the magic of Pax Herbals.
Yes, and Father Anselm, we look much forward because I'm aware that you're introducing all integral dimensions of the extraordinary work of Pax Herbals. The floor is yours and of your team.
Thank you. So now I would like to invite different groups to represent the 4 dimensions. There are more than 4, but the 4 key dimensions of Pax Herbals: the natural, ecological, the spiritual dimension and the impact, the educational, technological dimension, and the economic dimension. All these dimensions, they are at play here in Pax Herbals. And for us, that is what development is, integral development, that we must keep going around and never remain static in one place. Otherwise, we become stuck in one worldview, in only one way of experiencing reality. So we must keep going around the 4 circles. So I'm going to invite the ecological nature power group to speak for 1 or 2 minutes to you. Immediately after them, we'll have the other group, the cultural group, who will also speak to you, and we'll go around the 4 dimensions just very quickly. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Meshach, and here with me is.
My name is Simon. I was Pastor Pastor.
And with me here. Okay. Here at Pax Herbals, we are into the process of trying to solve humanity problems, and this is with the use of natural products, majorly plants. So, but anyway, we are aware that the world, the globe is a global village, and then one of the major challenges that is facing the world today is the problem of global warming. So I, as the Environmental Impact Assessment Officer, so I'm charged with the responsibility of ensuring that our impact as we go about trying to solve humanity problem is not endangering the earth in order to continue living at peace with our Mother Earth. So some of the practices I carry out in my department is that anytime we make use of natural products, we ensure that those products do not go into extinct, as in they do not go into extinction by, for instance, we have this philosophy that if you cut down a tree, you plant 2. And then with that, we are able to check our environment from dwindling extinction of plant species. And then we all know that plants are relevant to the survival of life, especially human beings at large. So our quest to solve human problem with the utilization of plants for herbal drug production and supplements should not endanger the earth. Otherwise, every human being will be in problem. So that is why this department, the plant science and ecology department, is constituted to check that aspect. So thank you very much for your time.
So next group will be the cultural group who try to promote the culture of humanness and relating very well between human beings and the nature and the ecosystem generally, and promoting the values in human life. So I will invite them to come forward.
Yes, again, I'm Nicodemus, and here with me is Godwin. And yes, we are here to talk about culture as a part of what we do here in Pax Herbals. And I would like to begin by reminding us that without culture, humanity will have no place within the earth. Culture, we already know, they say, is the total way of life of a people. In culture, of course, for us here in Pax Herbals, we believe that there is the blend of love and humanity. And as the word culture is derived from the Latin cultura, which means the growing or springing of life, of course, from the earth, so also we see the beautiful blend of the two words, human and unity, in forming the one cogent word, humanity. So we can say also human unity. In culture, we actually see the beauty of our own life reflecting not only what we can offer, but what the earth can offer to us. And not just to be here to dominate it, but to see how we can cooperate with the earth to actually bring out the beauty of our humanness. Culture, again, is a total way of life of a people. And here in Pax Herbals, we bring you the symbol to actually show the beauty of our hearts. Thank you.
Okay, so the last speaker who spoke, Brother Nicodemus, is a monk of St. Benedict Monastery. He is one of the consultants in Pax Herbals. He's a music therapist and is interested in so many things. So we thank them. So I'm going to invite the educational technological group in Pax Herbals to tell us about that aspect of Pax Herbals when we promote innovation, creativity, and education of self and the society.
Good afternoon. I'm Tunde Olabi.
It's them. It's them. The others are, you see them?
Father Anselm and the Pax Herbals team, we can't hear you at the moment.
Frozen.
Yeah, they seem to be frozen, and I'm sure they're coming back in a second. Just bear with us for a moment. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
We lost you for a minute. Please start again. Thank you.
Sorry for that. I'm Tunde Owolabi, a research scientist in Pax Herbals Clinic and Research Laboratory. And to my right is
Engineer Richard.
and to my left is going through the cycle of the forward. We at Pax Herbals, we have been using science and technology to improve the African tradition by production of drug, and we'll be able to develop a lot of methodologies, invention of equipment, and fabrication of equipment such as
Temperature control dryer, grinding machines, slashers, mixing machine, incubators, and so on.
With the fabrication and production of this equipment, it will actually make herbal production very easy. Apart from that, our laboratory and the entire facility of Pax Herbals is well equipped, and the neighboring institutions like universities, the polytechnic, here and there they are approaching us to use our facility and expertise to carry out their project research, and also skills and knowledge that is not transmitted or taught is actually useless. So because of that, we do train training for a period of 6 to 1 year. And after the period elapsed, we're releasing them back to the university. And you can imagine you as a lecturer, now after your students return from a training, it's not telling you, it's showing you the best way of doing what you have been teaching in or theoretically. So that's what we do here in Pax Herbals. Thank you.
Okay, so that was Mr. Tunde, one of our research scientists here in Pax Herbals. So I'm going to call the economic team to explain the economic dimension of Pax Herbals. For Africa, this is one of the weak areas. We do a lot of poetry, dance, and we write a lot of theories, but economics is very important. Economics and enterprise, because without that, you may not get as much attention and even respect as is required. So we believe that all these dimensions must be developed equally. So I will invite Brother Michael, who is a monk of this monastery, and is also the assistant director of Pax Herbals, to explain to you the economic dimension. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Asowa. On my left is, and on my right is
and Aikokyo.
Pax Herbals made me to understand that the earth is our common home. And a candle loses nothing in 19 others. From the produce of the earth, the raw materials is transformed into the finished product, which takes us to the foreword.
Pax Herbals from time immemorial has been practicing the forewords of the integral concepts in the operations process. Pax Herbals have been able to harmonize the forewords of the integral process, talking about the past communal, the community, the ethnobotanical, getting nature, through to the spiritus, where we have consultation and holistic healing. Just like we hear my colleagues just now from the past scientia, they have been able to manufacture machine through scientific knowledge to generate the process of transforming the raw material into finished products. And this finished product, through the help of the Pax Information Office, through the internet, I've been able to create awareness to people all over the world about what Pax is doing in bringing health closer to the people. As Pax Herbals goes, our slogan is Pax Herbals bringing health closer to the people. So that's our aim here, to make sure that people get healing, not only just physical healing, but holistic healing as well, thereby making Pax Herbals a home for humanity. Thank you.
So thank you for the economic group. Now, the last group is the spiritual group. For us, spiritual is not just about going to church. It's not just about piety. Spiritual is tapping into the humanity, the humanness in everyone, the goodness in everyone to bring it out. So for Africa, this is very important to release God from being loved in churches and mosques, to let God be free to come out into our hearts so that we can express our humanness by being kind, being charitable to one another. So for us, that is the spirituality we talk about in Pax Herbals. So I will invite Brother Cosmas, who is a monk of this St. Benedict Monastery also, and his team, to explain this other dimension of Pax Herbals to you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Cosmas Ubadimbo, member of the Pax Herbals. On my right is Ivana Joseph, and on my left, Mary Spook. Now I'm going to talk about the spiritual aspect or spiritual dimension of our life. In Pax Herbals, we do consultation, and we see many people and hear them and what their problems are. Not only consultation, but we do discernment too, in the sense that whenever a patient or a friend presents himself to us in the office, we will try to diagnose or discern to be able to know where we are to push their problem, where to direct them. We have a guest house, we have a retreat house here, where we can also channel their problems to. Here, after all this, we notice that we are getting a third person, good people. And then that's why in our own concept of the whole thing, there is peace within our hearts. So this is why Pax means peace. Thank you very much.
So thank you, everyone. We have just shown you just a little part of what we are in Pax Herbals. We are much more than that, but at least that's the much we can show you. Maybe when you come in person, you are welcome at any time. You'll be able to see more. So thank you very much. It is not easy to capture what we are in such a few moments, but we are very happy to share with you. Thank you very much. So I'll hand over to you, Alexander, to proceed. Thank you.
Well, before we proceed, I think that needs a round of applause from all of us to the Pax team. And I noticed that Rama and we are grasping a little bit for words, because this was a most spellbinding presentation which transported all of us straight into the middle of Evo. And I felt, in addition to be highly entertaining and informative, educational, it really brought the spirit of Pax out with a beautiful flavor also of poetry. in your presentation. So thank you.
Thank you. It would be beautiful if all of us would just, while we are in this emotion of what we are feeling, hearing, as you rightly said, Father Anselm, I mean, you managed each one of your teams in a minute to encapsulate decades, 3 decades of experience, of lived experience, lived learning, lived sharing and healing. So maybe all of us could just write into the chat how we are feeling right now, what really deeply touched and impressed us about Pax Herbals. And, you know, also the way you described your slogan, that you're bringing nature home into our lives through the healing. And it's not just healing the body, but this holistic healing. So we would first welcome everyone to take a minute and write into the chat screen what was the most powerful for you, or what were the few things that struck you in this short presentation, this nutshell of the universe of Pax Herbals.
So let the chat flow. The chat room is open.
And we want to make sure that for this very hard effort that the Pax Herbals team made to communicate so much in such a short time to us, that they do benefit from all of our feedback to them. And if time allows, at the end, we will open the audio to collect more feedback. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, we just take a couple of moments of breathing together while we read some of the comments that are coming in. I see from Joseph Ogokun, awesome and congratulations to Father Adodo and his team. Barbara Nussbaum from South Africa, moved by the holistic nature of this enterprise, the spiritual and economic elements beautifully woven together, inspiring. We let it flow. Amber from Belgium, the integrality of processes. Koyo Yanka, His Excellency, impressive work of Pax Herbals. From Zimbabwe, Dao Taranika and his wife Christina, we are struck with the way Pax incorporates culture in the operations. Well done and inspiring. Ruben from Germany, moved by this holistic approach.
I'm here.
Kindly stay muted. Thank you. Congratulations, Father. God's energy is well-being for humanity. Georgia. We hear the young generation in the background. However, if we could soon mute, that would be beautiful. So Pax Herbal, this is your impact on life. You know, we hear babies in the background. And with this, I would like, unfortunately, we won't have the time to hear everyone's voice, but we would like to invite few impressions in from around the world, and would like to give the first word to Dr. Youssef Mahmoud in Tunisia, former UN Under-Secretary General. Youssef, are you with us? And
yes,
kindly unmute.
Thank you. What a treat, Father Anselm, and thank you to the team. What a beautiful gender demonstration of integral development. There are 3 aspects that impressed me very much. The first is the ecological. In other words, in our relation with the earth and nature, we want to make sure that the solution does not unwittingly create a problem. The second is peace. And no wonder you call it Pax Herbals. Peace from inside out. As a peacemonger, we always think of peace as quarreling among people. And we forget that the biggest fight is with ourselves, that if we're not at peace with ourselves, we cannot serve. And so many other S's will be missing. And then last but not least, enterprise, economics. This is not a fairy tale being nice to nature. This is also surviving and thriving while remaining one with nature. And as I had mentioned, you're not treating the plants as something to be harvested, but a co-creator for a balanced relationship between humans and humus or earth. Thank you.
Thank you so much for highlighting those key points. With this, we would like to turn to His Excellency Ambassador Wisdom Aminu. You're calling in from Canada, and you were the former Nigerian ambassador to ECOWAS. Looking forward to hearing you. If you have your video, we'd be delighted to see you, but delighted you're with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be part of this event, and it's quite rewarding and refreshing. I'm very proud of Pax Herbals for their achievements so far, and with their commitment in ensuring that these products are available to substitute for the other products that are currently in circulation, and they've done quite a lot. I've been privileged to visit the monastery myself, and I've seen the work on ground, and I've actually seen the results that have been produced all around the city and our country, our great country. I know you know that we are quite a large country. We are the largest in Africa. With all these great impact, there is more to be done. And I will solicit that we join hands together to support this laudable project that is making the nation proud and Africa entirely. I have more to say, but I know in the course of time, we'll have great opportunity to actually be together and talk more about Pax Herbals. They've done great, they've done wonderfully well. They've done wonderfully well. It's gone around Africa, and I know for sure other countries like Canada, where I'm privileged to also live, and back home, all around the world, everybody has actually placed a high demand on their products. And I'm very proud of them. Also proud to associate with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. And maybe say, in this case, in particular, thank you for your wisdom that you shared with us.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And with this, we would like to we would want to move from Canada to Ghana to His Excellency Koyo Yanka, the former Minister of State and Member of Parliament, and the founder of the African Heritage Center in Accra. Your Excellency, please.
Well, thank you very much. I hope that my video comes on in a moment. So that you can see my face, but I'll keep talking until you see my face. Yeah, I must say that I'm very impressed with the work of Pax Herbals. Father Ansam, because of the components of what we are going to create in our Pan-African Herbal Plant Farm, which is also part of the part of the Pan-African Heritage World Museum that we are creating. Now, the Pan-African Heritage World Museum is a home for the curation of the heritage of Africa. Now, what does that mean? It means that we are going to curate the arts, the history, the culture, the civilization of Africa from the time of creation till today. And as part of all those elements, we have a Pan-African Heroes Park. We have a Palace of African Kingdoms. We have space for festivals, African festivals and concerts. And then even more attractive, we have an African herbal plant village where Father Anselm is part of. The African herbal plant village is going to plant more than 10,000 species of herbal plants from Africa. And then around it, we're going to create an agro-forestry and agribusiness sections so that we don't only plant herbal plants, but we also have the community herbal plants, which are part of the heritage. So we are going to plant these trees. And we have a very dynamic committee. We are learning a lot from what he's doing there. The herbal plants, we're going to label this, give lectures on herbal plants, and then we will also let people know the most important, significant relationship between nature and man. The spiritual, the holistic nature, physical, and all that will be part of the environment we are creating. So we don't have what we call the normal museum where you go in, walk through galleries, have a cup of coffee and walk out. No, we are creating this section where visitors can learn more about all the herbal plants from Nigeria, from South Africa, from Cameroon, from Congo. See how they contribute to making the humanity, the humanness of Africa. Now, we realize that when you go to WHO site, you find that 70% of Africans still live on African herbal plants. This is no exaggeration. So if 70% of Africans live on African herbal plants, why don't we therefore give it prime importance? That is not to say that Western medicine is not important, no, but we can do more research, have a lot of laboratories, as Father Anselm has done with Pax Herbals, and then develop more and more knowledge out of all these for the benefit of mankind. Now, sometimes we create the impression that it is our medicine that is alternative medicine. We object to that. Our primary medicine is herbal plants. So we should have a right to claim that we provide the medical strength and the medical facility for majority of Africans on the continent. And it's not only on the continent. Go to the Caribbean, go to South America. Lots of them are also living on herbal plants. So it is important that we emphasize the significance of paying more attention to our herbal plants. In our African herbal plant village, we're also going to build chalets or chalets, depending on where you come from, so people can live there. We're going to build more than 100 chalets, and people can live there and live with nature. Something that we should have done years ago, but we've cut all our trees on the continent. We've even cut off our herbal plants, and we are suffering for it. So I'm happy to be invited to this meeting, and I hope that when we get our Pan-African Heritage World Museum space completed, we can have all of you visiting. We are starting, the sword cutting ceremony is taking place on Wednesday, the 5th of May, and the project will take about 2 years to complete, and we will commission the project in 2023. But meanwhile, tree planting has already begun. It is ongoing, and we will continue to plant as many as 500,000 trees, out of which about 10,000 will be just herbal plant species from the continent of Africa. So thank you very much. Thank you, Father Anselm, for inviting me to this platform, and I'm enjoying everything I'm hearing. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Yanko, this is exceptional. I mean, this is the most exciting project we have heard of. More than a project, it is an enterprise of humanity. And indeed, if you accomplish this, this will be the biggest living museum on earth, because you've recognized the museum is not just for some artifacts of history, but it is really all of humanity in unity with nature. So this is very exciting. We hope in due course that this will also be part of the Home for Humanity family. It's truly an integral initiative. And we are very honored that Father Anselm called you here to share this vision. And with that, we are moving to another part of Africa, which is South Africa, with Dr. Premi Naika, the founder of Green Skills and a real leader in feminine leadership. So integral feminine leadership. Over to you, and thank you once again. And we are waiting to congratulate you for the 5th of May, Ambassador Yanko. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rama. And I just want to say, you know, it's not often we get the opportunity to show gratitude to Rama and Alexander and of course Elif, who's actually you know, brought Home for Humanity to life. And I think this is such a lovely platform every few weeks to share with the rest of the world. And I think it's truly inspirational to see Home for Humanity in all 4 worlds, and basically being embedded into Africa, you know, from Nigeria to Zimbabwe and Egypt, and hopefully coming soon to South Africa. So really looking forward to that. And then I'd also like to say, Father Dr. Anselm Adodo, I never know what to call you, Father or Doctor, but both work. I just want to say how inspirational you and your team are, and you show us how you make it seem so easy when you bring nature and culture and the environment all together, and underpinning all of that with your research and your technology, and how innovative and creative you and your team are. For me, that's truly inspirational to see that happening. And you've always inspired me as a colleague on the program, and as a businessman, as a spiritual healer, I would call you. I mean, you bring it all so beautifully together. And I think what's really amazing is that what you're leaving is such a beautiful legacy of these beautiful assets from Nigeria for the future generation. So I'm really awed and inspired by what you do, and I think we all get an opportunity to learn from you. So thank you so much, and it was a beautiful, beautiful presentation today, and congratulations and well done to you and your team. Thank you.
Remy, thank you so much. What a pleasure to have you with us. And from Tunisia to Canada to Ghana, now to South Africa, we are now moving back to France, where our colleague and friend and co-founder of Home for Humanity, Dr. Elif Tibet, is sitting just next to me, originally from Turkey, now living in Switzerland, where she works with the University of Bern. She's an award-winning documentary filmmaker and is working on a global film for and on Home for Humanity. Elif, please.
Thank you. I was very touched with your beautiful dance, the choreography of it, and the way that your bodies were moving. And I longed to be there physically in that space with you, to hear the rhythm of the earth that I think you brought out in such beauty. And just here I have Dr. Anselm Adoro's book, the one on the healing radiance of the soul, a guide to holistic healing. This is what I'll be reading today, this evening. And it was standing in front of me. I as well have studied your thesis, which is just their integral community enterprise in Africa. And it just amazes me that someone who has mobilized such a community of healers, I asked Alexander today, why would such a person like him would still do a PhD? And I think, you know, this kind of... And Alexander told me that because he just can't get enough of giving more and more to the community. So I take that with me today, and I believe the community you have there is just mind-blowing, and that you are reminding us of all the values of the perennial cosmology, the healing radiance of the many colors that came out so beautifully today. And I just can't wait to also try the products myself. I'm a chronic sinuses. I'm a person with a chronic sinuses, so I wonder if you also have a remedy for me. Thank you so much for the wonderful creation.
Thank you so much, Elif, and to everyone who shared wisdom in response to this brilliant presentation of Pax Herbals. And Father Anselm, I think I'm speaking for Pax Herbals. Of course, you have a remedy for Elif and for many of our other ailments, as you work on a remedy for planet Earth as a whole, which was profoundly touching. We will have a couple of concluding remarks. We will have one more musical piece to come in a moment, but we want to hand over the word once more to Father Anselm to conclude from your side this beautiful moment shared today.
So thank you very much. It has been inspiring listening to you. We don't get to hear this so often because we are busy doing our fathers and mothers' business, busy trying to meet up with our daily obligations, working in the factory, in the farm. So we don't get to hear all this so often. So we appreciate your sincere expression of affection and appreciation. And we are going to pass the message to the larger group of about 85 others who could not enter into this beautiful world. So we appreciate you, and we want to go further. We want to make sure we replicate whatever we are doing in Nigeria, in different parts of the world. For me, that is very important. Knowledge must go around the whole world, so that knowledge that comes from America comes to Africa, but knowledge from Africa also go to America. So long as knowledge flows in one direction, the world will be in trouble. As you may have seen with the COVID crisis, we must always have plan A, B, C, and D, so that when one part of the world is in trouble, the other ones can come to the rescue. That is why monoculturalism is a big problem in the world because it's against nature. Nature is about diversity, spreading out to bring other people. That is what we are doing in Pax Herbals. And that is why we are happy to see you, but we are spreading our roots to wherever you are to make you a part of what we are doing. So thank you very much, Alexander, Home for Humanity, for bringing us here. Of course, I've been to Home for Humanity in France, in Autumns, before, so I'm very well connected with the Home for Humanity. And we assure you that we will continue to keep this spirit going and to spread it across Africa and the rest of the world. Thank you very much. We hope that we will see you again. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Great. Wonderful. Well, Alexander, as you can see from his beautiful Nigerian shirt, has been many times to Pax Herbals and to your colleagues in other parts of Nigeria who are taking the Pax Herbals clinics around Nigeria. I haven't yet, though, despite your invitation last time, Father Anselm managed to set foot there. But I wonder if I can reveal to your colleagues that your story is one of those that has inspired me so much as a way for us to discover our oneness with nature. As you know, Nicodemus, Brother Nicodemus, you so beautifully expressed it, that culture, our culture, which is who we are, comes out of nature, comes out of what we cultivate and how we cultivate ourselves. So actually the story of Pax Herbals and the story of Father Anselm travels with me and has inspired people all around the world where I've been sharing stories and enacting the story of Pax Herbals. So I do owe it to come there in person. You know, Father Anselm was absolutely determined that this time we only take up 1 hour of your time on this weekend, on the 1st of May, which is supposed to be Labor Day, but it's the day that you're not supposed to labor. So it's an A Labor Day or a D Labor Day. So we don't want to take much longer, but we do want to hear the song. And we wonder, Father Anselm, if after the song, because there's so many other exceptional people who have come together on this call, if you have the time and if your colleagues would like, we could ask everyone to share just a word of what they're taking home with them, you know, how this session with you has inspired them maybe to bring nature back home into their humanity and their lives. But we want to keep it to the 1 hour. So maybe we have your song and then see if we have time to hear everyone's voice briefly.
I think this is a very beautiful idea, and hopefully Father Anselm is accepting it. I really want to say also thank you from my side once more. I've been a few times in Evo. It always has touched me. Today, I also was in Evo because you made the impossible possible. You brought us into your place in such a tangible way. And I do know, even if technology was not in every second on our side and we had little moments where we couldn't maybe hear everything, I'm aware that the Pax Herbals team is also working on a film where many of these impressions are also captured. And I see a powerful educational movie sharing what the world, what integral really means. And in that sense, Anselm and team, this is also a beautiful continuation of the work that many, many years ago began with Ronnie Lessem and myself, the foundation of Transform and the integral work, and now so beautifully expressed in practice through the integral enterprise in community and through your approach to communitalism that you are living and practicing in your everyday. And this is what inspiring all of us. And in that way, it's beautiful that we can end with the music, and then we will hear once for a moment everyone's voice coming in. Over to Evo again.
So the can call this a farewell song, brief farewell song, to be led by Brother Nicodemus, who just returned from Senegal, where he went to master further the art of playing the kora, a 21 strings instrument, which we have been using here in Ewu, where he went to develop knowledge further. And we are going to share this with you. And as Alexander said, we are going to produce a video, 20-minute video, to capture the essence of Pax Herbals. A very well done video that will simply capture all the dimensions of Pax Herbals that we can share with you, and that you, because we think the story should spread further to every part of the world, because it is inspiring. Even though I live and work here, the story inspires me further when I think about it every day. So we invite Brother Nicodemus and the team to proceed with the music. Thank you.
Yes, I'm coming closer with this instrument so that you can see it clearly. This is called the kora. Father Anselm has already said it has 21 strings. And here we have it as a beautiful African harp, a beautiful African harp. Here we'll be making a music or a simple song, Zumbalewa, an African beauty to thank the spirit of nature. And we believe the spirit of nature is God. So stay back and enjoy.
This was brilliant and beautiful. Can we now invite everyone just to unmute and to share one word that you carry in your heart right now? And Bashir, invite your boys also in to share a word if they're up to.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Alexandra. For me, I'm just going to say this is well grounded. I'm grounded in nature, communitalism, emerging through sincere sanctuary, properly embedded, a sound interplay of divinity, of economics, classical, right? It's navigating also through a proper research academy, which is, of course, it needs the place of learning, of collective wisdom. That's what I'm going to call it, because I've been there 3 times with you. And then lastly, I would say that Pax Herbals is effectively is an effective laboratory, in that it tries to practicalize in a lot of things. Thank you very much for this.
Bashir, it's beautiful to see your kids. This is lovely. I didn't even recognize you. We were hoping everyone would speak together, but now that we've started, Barbara, would you like to add a few words? Just a couple of words from everyone. Just hold the mic up a little bit, Barbara. The voice is...
the whole, can you hear me now? The whole thing has been so inspiring. It was wonderful to see you, Father Madodo. And just, this has been quite a long journey, and to witness the power and the beauty of what you are giving our earth is just deeply moving. And thank you to Ram and Alexander for just bringing all these beautiful initiatives into the Home for Humanity for us to witness.
Thank you, Barbara. I hand over to Bunmi, please.
Oops, just unmute. You're still muted.
I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to be associated with Pax Herbals. And we've been working a long time. And this is the kind of things we have been trying to have so that we can develop humanity, so that they can be able to appreciate nature and know that we must be able to live in harmony with the environment, because we cannot destroy the environment and expect better things from the environment. I really appreciate Pax, and I really appreciate the inspiration from Father Anselm Madodo. And also, I'm very proud and I'm very grateful for the invite. And also, I believe that we can do more of this later. Thank you so much. I live here, and this is what I've been in the forest for a long time, and I've been developing it, and I thank Father Adodo for his assistance and for inspiration, and he has been able to let us have what we can do with the community, assisting the community, to be able to bring a better economy so that we can live well as better human beings. Thanks so much for this meeting. Looking forward for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Patience, if you can hear us in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Wonderful. Capturing a sentence from everyone, please.
I'm so grateful to the Home of Humanities and to Father Adodo. As you know, in Zimbabwe will be starting something similar, and we are inspired, and we know we'll get all the help that we want to do. Like the former speaker, we have said we have to live in harmony with nature. So we have some footsteps that we can follow. Thank you for such a wonderful, inspiring presentation, which is practical. And for Africans, I guess, we have somebody who is already doing it and who feel inspired and motivated to follow similar footsteps. Thank you.
Thank you, Patience. Lovely to hear you again. Idada, would you like to share a couple of words of how you're feeling?
Yeah, I'm very, very inspired to meet people, kindred souls from around the world. And one of my favorite mentors and his family over there in Ewu, Father Adodo. What a privilege to be in this kind of space with this energy of selflessness, love for humanity, and to see that we are all one people, one humankind. The human race is what it's all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Idara. We have a couple of without videos, so I just make a quick check.
If any of you have something you'd like to say, just jump on the video and say a couple of words.
Sister Agnes, if you can hear us.
Antonia.
We have 2 Antonias on the screen and an Anthony. And Bola and Rosaline. And if not, this might
If
be
not,
just...
this may be the moment. Wait, maybe we ask Brother Nicodemus to give us the chorus of your song again, so we can just say goodbye with your song and your kora in our ears and our hearts. There.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Chris. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
Bashir.
Barbara.
Bye,
Bye,
Tony.
Bashir.
Bye, Zizi.
Bye-bye, Prof. Yeah. Bye-bye, Prof.
Bye-bye. Good to see you. Bye, Barbara.